With the summer season having ended not too long ago, the fall season is coming up on the horizon. And with that, it is time to run through all the anime coming out in the fall 2021 anime season. And let me tell you, it is a pretty mixed bag, especially compared to last season. But you'll see what I mean when we get into things. If you can't quite tell, I am just a little bit ill still, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's get into it. So, in the number one slot, if you don't know, this is all by popularity, as you can see here. But in the number one slot, we have Mushoku Tensei Isekai Itara Honki Dasu Second Core. Now, obviously, I've talked about how much I love Mushoku Tensei before. It's got its own dedicated video on the channel. I think you should go watch it. But this show is really, really good. It's really pretty. The story's good. Check it out. The second core will almost certainly be just as good as the first one. Seriously, go watch it. It's definitely worth your time. I highly, highly recommend this show. And that's all really I have to say about it. Just go watch it. It is really good. It's one of the best isekai out there. Like, straight up. So go check it out. Okay, next up we have another massive, massive anime in the second season of Demon Slayer, the Yukaku Hen. Now, I've read the manga for most of this arc, and it is really good. And, obviously, it's more Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is just good. It's just solid. So, give it a watch, eh? That's all I really got to say on it. You know Demon Slayer. If you don't, go watch the first season. Go check out the movie. Go watch it. That's all there really is to it. Demon Slayer is good. There's nothing else to say, really, other than it's good. Go watch it. And continuing from the previous season, we have Jahi Sama Kujikanai. I will be catching up with this at some point when I have a bit of time, but I have enjoyed what little of this I have watched, as it's just kind of wholesome. I enjoy it more than I have Nagatoro. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say about it. It's just a fun watch, eh? Go for it. I think it's cute, it's wholesome, it's warm. Give it a watch. And next up we have a pretty big deal. Something that a lot of people have been looking forward to, and something that I'm sure many people are actually surprised is getting an anime adaptation, and that is Komi-san mo Komi desu. Komi-shou desu. Even, Jesus Christ, I can't read. So, if you don't know what Komi is, it's about a girl who's socially awkward and, well, can't talk to people. And her social anxiety comes off as this, like, reserved, cool, like, type of deal. So people just kind of keep the distance. But she just really wants to have friends, but is having trouble with that. And it's a manga about that, for the most part. Which sounds really boring. And I'm sure there will be aspects of it that are. Don't get me wrong, because it is almost entirely pure slice of life. So, yeah. But if I think about it, this will probably be one of the biggest shows of the season. Like, without question. So, you're probably going to want to watch it. If it's shit, read the manga. Now, as for the anime though, I don't know whether the start of it will be interesting or hook a lot of people, simply because the beginning of the manga isn't very cohesive. There's not really a cohesive story. Stuff kind of just happens. So, the start of the anime might be a bit off-putting to most. But we'll have to wait and see. Next up we have yet another fantastic show this season in the second core of 86. I'm really looking forward to this. The first season of this completely caught me off guard and blew me away. I highly, highly recommend you go check this out. Seriously, this is way better than it deserves to be. It's genuinely fantastic, and as soon as this is finished, I'm picking this light novel up straight away. It's how good it is. Seriously, this is fantastic. And this next one is a little bit of a doozy. Sekai Saiko no Ansatsu sa Isekai Kizoku no Tensai Suru. Now, if you're wondering what this is, well, it's about a guy who's an assassin who's reborn in another world, and there's magic and shit. So it's an isekai. But the more interesting thing about this show is it's written by the same girl that did Redo of Healer. You know, that disaster fest. So, this could be just as fucked up, or even remotely on that level, for all we know. I haven't read it. I've not read any of the guys' other works, but from what I've heard, they're all kind of similar. So, this could end up being redo of a healer number 2, Rape Boogaloo. That was a terrible joke, and this video probably won't get recommended to anyone anymore. But, yeah. I'm going to watch it, just to see if it is a complete shit show, like Redo was. And I think you should too, just for that reason. Oh boy. Another essay of a title. 真の仲間じゃないと勇者のパーティーは追い出されたので辺境でスローライフすることにしました。So this is about a hero who is unable to fight for whatever reason, goes and lives as a life in the countryside, has a herb shop, and then the princess, who is a part of his party, turns up and decides, yo, can I live here and work with you? And then they do, and then it's a show about that. That's it. Am I going to watch it? Yeah, sounds cute. So I'm going to watch it. That's about it. I ain't got anything else to say on the matter. Sounds cute. So I'm going to watch it. And yeah, whether or not it'll be good, fuck knows. Probably won't. Probably end up being pretty boring. I mean, I dropped a show of similar, the script, last season. So we'll have to wait and see. Fanny continues. I've enjoyed the first couple episodes of this. I'll have to catch up because, well, I haven't, so I need to watch a bit more of this before I can give a real verdict on it. And this next one, oh boy. Oh boy. Shumatsu no Harem. This will break the internet. If you don't know what this manga is, well, it's a manga, an ecchi manga, about a guy who has a disease and goes into cryogenic sleep for a period of time. And when he wakes up, 99.9% of the men on the planet are dead because of the MK virus. And now, there are 5 men on the entire planet alive. And, well, it's their job to repopulate the planet. It sounds like a cultured anime, eh? And it's probably because it should be. Am I looking forward to this? You bet I am. Oh, you bet the degenerate side of me is fully looking forward to this. I'm sure many of you are as well. So, yeah. This is going to be pretty raunchy, depending on how it's adapted, I should say. If it's not adapted well, it won't be, and it'll be shit. But if it is, yeah, it's going to be good stuff. But, that's all I got to say on that. Go check this out. Trust me, this will be something. Definitely something. And next we have Faraway Paladin, or Saihate no Paladin. So it's about a guy who's raised by undead, and he learns about some stuff about the world and decides to go on an adventure and questions who he is. And yeah, it's all in the synopsis here. As you can see, he wonders who he is, and he uncovers the truth and the mysteries of the undead hidden in the faraway lands. He learns the love and mercy of good gods as well as the paranoia and madness of evil ones. And he sets out to become a paladin. This I actually think will be somewhat of a hidden gem. I feel like the aesthetic for this, it looks really good. Like, this aesthetic reminds me very much of Mushoku Tensei. So I think, even just on the visual front, I think it'll be worth watching. But, yeah. This one, keep your eye out for this. I think this could be a sleeper. That's just me, though. I think this could be pretty good. We're skipping Shiroisu no Akotope and skipping straight to another absolute banger. Well, potential banger, I should say, in Platinum End. If you don't know why this is a banger, what's wrong with you? Platinum End is a manga that is written and the art is done by the same people that made some absolute classics, like, you know, Death Note and Bakuman. If you haven't watched those or read them, go do that because they're fantastic, especially Bakuman. So this will be really good. I have heard a few things that it's probably the weakest of, like Obata Takashi and I can't remember the writer's name. Fuck, that's bad. But it's one of their weak. It's not their best work, but it's still gonna be fantastic. Like, don't get me. This will be brilliant. 24 episodes. This is seriously this. Keep your eye on this. And another one that I think you should keep your eye on, but maybe not as much as Platinum End or some of the others I mentioned, is Miraichan. Simply because, from what I've heard, the manga for this is like really popular. If you want to know what it's about, well, take Shaman King, but what's the kid's name? Yo's friend, Manta, but Manta's the main character. Yeah, that's basically the best way to describe Miraichan and what it's like, because it's just a slice of life comedy horror. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any other way to spin it, but there's this girl who has a normal life, and then one day she's able to see ghosts and has a natural response of going, no, I don't care, and moving on with her life. But that's kind of hard because the ghosts know she's watching. And yeah, it's just like a... It's also been done by Studio Passione, which is like... They've done some good stuff. It's a good choice of studio. Yeah, keep an eye on for this. And the next one, I think, will be a genuine hidden gem, because I've not had anybody talk about it, given the absolute, like, hype fest this should bring. It's an anime being done by Mappa and... Oh shit. Ignore that. And Madhouse. This is going to be fantastic. It's a mixed media project, and basically, to summarize this, basically, a meteor hit, there's monsters, they took away music. The only way to beat the monsters is with music. There are girls who use music, use musical scores to fight the monsters if they have the assistance of a person called a conductor. And yeah, that's what the story's about. And they're heading to New York to do something and get rid of all the monsters. But it looks pretty A. That's basically it. Just watch it because it's going to look fucking fantastic. And it should theoretically have some decent music because it's, you know, about music. So keep an eye on Tactile Destiny because I do think this will be a hidden gem of this season. And here's another interesting one. Shinka no Mi, Shiranai Uchi ni Kachigumi Jinsei. This is an interesting one simply because it's yet another isekai where a whole class get warped to another world and the main character is just this like fat fuck. Imagine the protagonist of Excel World. And then, yeah, he gets proposed to by a gorilla. I'm not shitting you. He gets proposed to by a gorilla. And then they eat some fruit. And, well, that's what this synopsis says. Yep. Presumably he stops being ugly and fat. And I assume this is the gorilla chick. But yeah. This I'm watching purely because it just is weird and makes no fucking sense. Also, it's Studio Hotline. I don't know anything about them. Or if they've done anything, so yeah. This is weird as anything. And that's the whole reason I'm going to watch it. So, I think you should too. Next up we have another one of those Iyashike manga in Senpai ga Urusai Kohai no Hanasi. It's about this small chick in this big brick shit house of a man, and he annoys her, and then they work. The end. I might watch it, I might not. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, it'll probably be pretty cute, in all fairness. But I said the same thing about Nagatoro and similar shows, and I didn't enjoy Nagatoro, so... Hey, whatever. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But if this is your type of thing, like you like those Iyashike shows, then you will definitely like this show, because it's just another one of them. And it's also being done by Dogo Kobo, and all that stuff is kind of like wholesome and cute, so you'll probably really like this, if this is your type of... If this... I'm so sorry about that. If this is your type of thing, you'll like this. And this one, this is an interesting one. Blue Period. This one, keep your eye on this. If you don't know, the name is an art reference to Picasso's own Blue Period, where he used a lot of blue in when he painted shit. This, keep your eye out for this. I think this will be really good. Simply because the manga is meant to be absolutely fantastic. It's about painting. It's a seinen. I'm really looking forward to this. I think this will be fantastic, and I think you should give this a watch yourself as well. And then we have 2 vampire shows here. One about sending vampires to the moon, and one about one that dies really easily. I actually think I'm probably going to check both of these out, just because of concept alone. Like, this is astronaut training with a vampire, and this is just seems kind of cute. And also, Madhouse. So, you studio simps, you'll probably be watching this just for that purpose. So yeah, these, I'm actually going to check both of these out. I know I'm wrapping these both up, like, pretty quickly, all things considered, but they're both vampire shows. So, yeah, I don't know what that really means, but they're both vampire shows. And so I can group them together, even though in terms of content, they're probably going to be completely fucking different. But yeah. And the next one that has piqued my interest, well, beside Heck Yeah, which has already started, and I'm going to be checking out the first 2 episodes of, which I should have before recording this, but whatever, is Deep Insanity, The Lost Child. Which basically, to summarize it, a city appeared in Antarctica, and there's weird shit there, and it's causing a disease, an illness to spread. And people go to this city because there's like weird shit there, like unknown resources, creatures, and the like. And it's a story of and the story is about a young man, who goes there with a wish to challenge the front lines of the asylum, which is what the city's called. And from the aesthetics alone, I think it looks pretty cool. So I want to check it out. And that's basically it. And from just what I've gathered from a quick glance, that's everything from this season that I'm going to be checking out, and what I think you should also be checking out as well. There's been a pretty laid-back, tamer video compared to my usual seasonal rundowns, but that's just kind of how it is. I'm trying to get used to my new living condition and the like, so yeah. Hopefully it hasn't been too weird if you are a consistent viewer and have watched more than one of these and have even stuck it this far to the end. If you have, maybe leave a like, comment, sub, hit the notification bell, do whatever the fuck you feel like. And with all out of the way, I've been Hanasi, you've been you, and I'll see you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now.